Research. Network. Project. International.
What is deliberative quality? Is this idea that better discussions will lead to better results. We see this at municipal level, at national level, and increasingly at international level as part of a broad development of better democracy, better openness for governments. This has led us to develop an analytical model. This will lead to better discussion, yes, for international trade, but also on the model international trade organizations use to move forward. Moving forward being important for them in terms of headwinds against multilateralism that we see everywhere, rising of populism, and lack of trust in institutions.
One of the most important insights is that complexity actually undermines rationality. These negotiation processes are not based on facts, but they could be. It is important particularly to think also clearly about how you set the stage, how you frame these processes, and how you calibrate the pre-negotiation stage. That means, what do people expect when they come to these places? Because yes, the negotiation is taking place within organizations, but human action actually leads to the outcomes. And their interchange, their communication processes, the way they think about a problem is heavily biased.
The idea is that if you have last-minute negotiations, after 2 years of work, everything boils down to the last night when you have to reach an agreement. That's the best situation to have trade-off, and the worst situation to have a proper role of information and in decision-making.
And some of these recommendations are, for example, to have different speeds in deciding issues at the WTOs, and that would make more room for engagement with businesses and civil society, and also to have bottom-up caucuses in which can act as a counterbalance, as a counterpower to informal meetings of state parties, of the so-called green room negotiations.
For example, we imagined a deliberation platform, an open deliberation platform through which we can involve the different voices that are out there in the world, or ways in which the decision makers can be more accountable in front of all the stakeholders, for example, through a so-called decision footprint or policy footprint. Some small documents where they can express how they considered the different points of view, the pieces of information that got to the table, the views, the worldviews, the representation claims that are out there in order to make decisions better.
As a WTO person, the results and the outcomes of this project will not help me directly. You have to understand that I represent the organization as a secretariat official, and the actual substance of what is being debated, negotiated, and discussed here is done by our members. They are looking into, enhancing the discussions, improving the sort of depth of the discussions, and therefore, improving the way decisions are taken at the WTO. So they will be helped in the sense that this adds to the argument that quality should be the basis, facts should be the basis of everything being done in here.